You're the captain. Captain, lead on.
Welcome, everybody, to the BMX Podcast. Thank you for coming back. My name is Kevin Wilson, and as always, we're joined by Danny Pena, my co-host, and Jason Chang. Chang Star is back on the show, and we're going to further experiment with our new what do we call it now, Danny?
Now we're calling it Random Start.
And
here we go.
Okay, riders, Random Start. Riders, ready?
We got it. Now we know. Now we officially have a name.
Now we have a name. So for those of you that haven't watched in a while, a couple weeks ago we came up with a new game where Danny's going to ask you some questions, and we give our answer and a comparison for BMX. He'll explain it later on. I'm confusing it, but Jason joined us. He's going to play along with us, and then we're first going to talk about Vegas, right? The Vegas National, and we're going to talk about some of our national failures, right, Danny? Even though you were more accomplished on the national circuit than certainly than I was. We're going to talk about our big failures. I've told the story a couple times, but you can never tell a good story too many times, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Never gets old, dude.
No, so Jason's fresh in from Vegas. Jason, break it down to us. Was as bad as they say it was, or were people exaggerating?
I didn't think it was that bad. It was very inconvenient, some of the things we had to go through. I mean, getting into the arena where you sit and can watch the races and stuff was like going through TSA. You had to empty your pockets, go through a metal detector. There had to be 10 security guards up there manning that thing. So, you're going in and out. You're going downstairs, check on your kid or get him set for his race. Then you want to run upstairs, try to watch it and film it, then run back down because they just crossed the finish line and getting their bike put away, giving them water. That's a lot of running up and down through security.
Was it in a hotel facility or was it outside of a hotel facility?
It was all in a hotel. It wasn't directly connected. There's like a giant hallway bridge that you walk across. So
okay.
You didn't have to leave outside and get in the heat, but it was a hike.
How did you store your bike when you weren't racing? Did you put it back in your room or was there a place for it?
We actually put it in the car and hid it with a blanket because in staging was an area to store your bikes, and it was way small and way crowded. So even once it filled up, if your bike was towards the back of that little storage area, you had to climb over and wiggle through 100 other bikes to get to yours. And there was more than one lockup, just that the others were further away and people didn't know or didn't want to walk an extra 5 minutes to go put it in there.
Is it did the hotel have rules for bringing the bikes in and out? Was it just no bikes in the rooms or?
No bikes in the main hotel. So how that bridge crosses over to the arena side, only the arena side and stuff is where all bike things were. Anything on the main casino hotel side, no bikes allowed at all, pretty much. So there was people who arrived late Friday night, probably after work and stuff. So the bike lockup in the arena is shut down. So you can't put your bike there. You can't bring your bike to your room. So there's a lot of angry people well, where am I going to put my bike? Because they probably came with a small car and a bike rack. So your bike was outside. So now where am I going to put my bike? And I don't know how they ever settled it, but there was quite a few arguing with security.
That's the hard part because you're talking about $1,000 bikes and you can't just leave them laying around. I mean, you got to put them somewhere. And I don't know if I would feel comfortable with putting it in in a storage room with 1,000 other bikes all piled on top of each other because stuff's going to get scratched and damaged. I mean, I can't visualize what you're referring to, but I can only imagine how difficult that was.
Oh yeah, and I think at one point somebody said give it to the bellman, extra luggage as storage. And once they walked away with your bike, you didn't know what they did with it. And I guess somebody had complained that Those guys just piled bikes on each other all kind of ways, like they didn't care because they don't know the value of the bike. To them, what's the difference between this bike and the bike I just saw for $99 at Walmart?
Right. That's crazy, man. So do you prefer indoor racing, Jason? Do you feel faster indoors? Do you like racing outside? Is there a big difference for you on that?
Yeah, well, at my age now, yes,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't feel all that fast per se, but
Mm-hmm.
I got a decent gait, and coming from the old days, it does not bother me to bump elbows in traffic. So the short track for me is like everything's more towards my advantage because I'll ride right through a pack and bump my way through or whatever, and I'm fine. Whereas on a big outdoor, long, stretched out track, you tend to get single file, and it's
Mm-hmm.
hard. Once you fall back, it's very hard to make up ground.
That's a good point. Hey, Kevin, how do you feel about that, man? Do you think a smaller track would make for more exciting racing? Because just like Jason's describing, it's tight. There's not a lot of room for the faster riders to just open up and leave the pack behind. I mean, what would be your opinion on that?
Me?
Yeah.
Dude, it looked like a fun track, and it looked short, and it looked like I could actually get around it without stopping. I was like, ooh, this looks fun, man. Like, I might be able to make it around that track.
You
Dude,
can.
so short tracks are always good. I think that they'd be a good thing for me. I was like, oh, man. But, I can imagine how hot it was in there, but it looked short, and it looked fun, and it looked pretty good from the videos that I've seen.
Yeah, that's my opinion on it too. Sorry, Jason, but my opinion on that is short tracks have always been better for racing because I mean, you put a long track on for guys, especially guys our age. I mean, we're going to run out of gas, and then it's really boring to watch the racing, and it's even worse to do it because if you're in your 50s and you're like, oh my God, you're barely moving on the last stretch. It kind of takes the fun out of the whole thing for me. I don't know, Jason.
I'd be cutting the track. I'd be like, I'm done, dude. Fuck this.
What do you think, Jason? Do you prefer the long track versus short track? What's your feeling on that?
Track. I prefer short track because one, I'm going to be fresh all the way to the finish line, and like I said, two, it's tight pack racing the whole way to the end, which is something that I prefer anyway. Because what are you going to do when everybody's all strung out and everybody's 20 feet apart, and it's like, how am I going to make up 50 feet to get to the leader? So
right.
And it's air conditioned in there, so.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
it was awesome being inside. I mean, AC, no dust, was good.
Oh, really? Because
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest complaint for the Grands is people say they get like the Grands flu from inhaling all that dust all weekend long. You know what I mean?
I didn't notice. I mean, if you got sick just because you're cooped up with a lot of people, but not the dust.
That's pretty cool. So what I was kind of wondering is, Kevin mentioned this. I think when we were talking last Saturday, was it Sunday, Kevin, when we were talking?
Oh, the days meld together, bro.
Because I feel like we're knocking these shows out.
We are knocking them out, man.
Lately. But we were talking about the stands. He goes, man, I saw a lot of empty seats. What was the crowd like over there?
It wasn't too bad, but then most people there are really not spectators except for their own kids and friends. So you only come to watch who you know and then you leave. It's not like the old days where it was exciting and you wanted to watch everything.
Yeah.
Literally, even if this was, say, a regular pro race with all the pros there, like Bakersfield, there's not that same urgency like, oh, the pros are up, let's go watch. Like a lot of young kids don't care.
It brings up a good point is why isn't this race a pro spectacular race? This is Vegas. This is a very big venue. So I'm trying to wondering why they wouldn't do a pro spectacular event. It seems like the ideal place.
The pros don't want to race it. They don't want to go eight guys full blast into this tight little corners and stuff and kill each other. Although I get their point. I mean, if you're trying to save yourself, you got bigger things out there like the international supercross stuff or Olympics coming up. But the other side of me says, throw all the pros on anything and just let them fight. Short
Yeah.
track, whatever. Get the pros together and let them fight. So I can see both sides.
Yeah. Did you ever race the Reno races?
Not Reno, but Reno's a lot bigger arena.
Yeah, I was going to say that because I've raced Reno, but I've never raced Vegas. And so I look at it, I go, well, I don't remember the Reno tracks being that small. They seem like normal sized tracks because they put them in that Reno Livestock Event Center, and it's pretty big in there. So that's why I'm like, it seemed like a regular track to me. That's why although I'm with Kevin though. Yeah, the smaller the better. Hey, we could race one straightaway and I'd be happy.
Dude, I would, man. I'd sign it tomorrow.
You know how fast a lap time was there?
What are you looking at?
High 17s.
Whoa! Dude, an average race is like 35 to 38 seconds, I think, right?
Exactly. Like that, like 16, 17X-ish, about that age. I clocked a few of them at under 18.
Wow. That's insanely fast.
Yeah. So I can get off the couch. I can pedal for 25 seconds and be okay. So.
Hey, Jason, what do you race? What's your class? What do you race?
Mostly, 56 to 60 cruiser, but now that I'm 60, it's pretty rough when you got a brand new guy who just turned 55, and you wouldn't think 5 years makes a big difference, but you get north of 40, 45, 5 years is a big difference.
So do you race your 20 or just cruiser?
If I race 20, I'm still classified as intermediate because when I was gone for a while and I came back, they bumped me down, but they bumped me with credits on wins. So I'm only like 5 wins away from turning X again. But I hardly raced 20-inch, and even when I did, somehow I couldn't win.
Yeah.
I tried.
It's difficult being an older rider because, you go, like, to get out of novice, you need 10 first. And when I came back in 2012, they put me back in the novice class, and I was thinking, oh, this will be easy. And it really isn't because you're always racing anybody that's your age. So they could be experts. And here's the funny thing. I've seen the older rider classes evolve now where you look at somebody that's 40 to 45, and they're fast as hell. It used to be in the 80s. You see somebody that's over 25 riding, and they look like tanks. They look super slow. That's not the case anymore, man. It's like we all got older, but we could all still ride our bikes.
Oh yeah, go back and watch the video from this weekend. The 61 to 65 cruiser with like Roop and those guys. They're going fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And they're hitting, bumping, and it is not that much different than when they were younger. Just probably, a bunch slower in miles per hour.
Yeah.
But in the intensity and everything, like, it's still almost the same. I mean, Roop got pushed over the first turn, over the back.
Yeah. Was that the main? That was the main.
You saw it, Kev? You
Yeah.
see that happen? Oh man, you gotta forward me that. I haven't seen it. It's probably on his Facebook page, I imagine, right?
Oh, over Facebook.
Yeah, I'll find it. That's pretty cool. So one thing I'll tell you guys, for me too, because being an older guy and when I do race, yeah, we're going slower. And when you watch video of it, you're like, golly, we're going slow. But when you're racing, it feels the same, dude. It feels like you're hauling ass. Like I was going hella fast. You know what I mean? And you're like, not really.
Yeah.
Is that how you feel, Kev, when you were at Dirty Fest? Did you still feel like you were flying?
No, dude. At Dirty Fest, I was so happy that I didn't crash, and I was so happy. Well, I probably pedaled the first straight, and that was it. I coasted the rest of the track, and I still almost made it out of my motos. I almost made the main. So I look back at it, I'm saying, damn, if I would have trained just a little bit, just a little bit, I could have probably made the main. And I slipped a pedal the first moto out of the gate, got like fourth. I jumped the gate on the second one. The third race, I snapped perfectly. I came out. I was in third the whole time. You know, there was Dale Holmes, somebody else, and then me. I was like, man, I was like, I came back, and then the next day I'm like, I'm racing the National that was coming up. Like, I'm going to race my power light. I'm going to do all this. And I got I lost interest in it. But yeah, dude, I made a really cool, a couple of really cool passes, and I was proud of myself. Dude, I'm like, I'm good.
It's still there, dude. It's still in you. And you were racing Dale Holmes, man. What did that feel like when you got on the gate with?
I only saw him for a split second, then he was gone. But every time I see him, I tell him, man, do you smoke? He's like, of course I did.
Hey, you saw the back of him, huh?
Yeah. It was
back of him.
Dale and another guy, and then I think I got third by third moto.
Oh man, quick story, and listen, sorry, Jason, I'm hogging up your time, man, but I was about Kevin, I'm gonna feel like a dick for telling this story, but I'm gonna tell you the story anyway, man. I was like 17, right? And I went into a McDonald's, and I had my high school girlfriend with me, and I was wearing like this BMX jacket from my local track, and I walked in, I just thought I was cool, and the kid that was taking my order, he goes, "Oh man, you race at Sonol?" I go, yeah, it's my local track. He goes, "Man, I race at Sonol." And I go, "Oh, then you're probably used to seeing the back of me." And everybody behind the counter started laughing, and you could see he was super mad. And then they gave us our food, right? And we sat down, and I started eating. And my girlfriend Michelle at the time, she's my high school sweetheart, she goes, "You're such an asshole. Why would you say that to him?" I go, "I don't know. Should I go say I'm sorry?" Because I felt bad, when I said
that's a gangster move, dude.
Yeah. That was funny, man. Anyway, back to the topic, Jason. So go ahead.
Jason, did you make the main or nothing? How'd you make it?
How was your result?
This weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get to race this weekend because I'm still recovering from Dirty Fest. I only made it to second moto before I broke a rib and damaged my rotator cuff.
At Dirty Fest?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you got hurt at Dirty Fest. So did you go to Vegas just to hang out then?
Oh no, my I have two grandkids, one in 9 inner and one on Strider.
Nice. Hey, it's good that you got to enjoy that though, because if you were racing, you'd be kind of focused on your own thing. It's kind of hard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What bike do you race when you go to Dirty Fest? Your Mongoose?
An 88 Mongoose that sat in a box from 1988 till Dirty Fest. And my crash told me that I should have at least changed the tires. My front tire slid out and I just piled into the ground. But I was winning. And when you're winning, you're kind of like, got to push just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might have been a mistake.
Yo, Jason, it's okay to get a repop, dude. Get a repop bike that's a little bit more modern so you don't kill yourself out there, dude.
You can't. You gotta ride a 1999 or older.
Yeah, go for at least the 90s, and you'll be all right. Yeah.
I got lucky and got ahead of Danny Waters.
Did you really?
Danny Redbags. Well, he goofed his start, and I thought, oh, here's my chance, and I went for it. But your brain doesn't ever think your age when you're hitting a first turn at full speed. You just think in race mode.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And
yeah.
I rode like how I just would always ride, and things just didn't go right. But it's not like I've ever been on the track racing and thought, hey, you're 59, you're 60. Okay, let's do it a little different. No,
yeah.
You just race.
I seen your posts on Facebook. You were showing some of your factory shots from magazines when you were on Mongoose.
Uh-huh.
And Jason, you're such a regular guy, and we've talked with you before, and sometimes I forget you got to do it at that level, man. And I was thinking, that's my dude. I know him.
He actually talks to us.
Yeah, right.
No, I did, but you know what? When people come up to me, I always introduce myself because I don't assume anybody knows who I am.
Right.
Because I still look at all the other guys as my heroes or as though they were the top dog. I might have been on the factory team, but I definitely knew I was the lowest man on the totem pole. I had Eric Roop, Shelby James, Sam Marilano, Travis. So I was just the whole time feeling like I'm just lucky to be here.
You're like, any day now they're going to tell me, what are you doing here? Go home.
Yeah. So I know I have this weird insecurity that somebody's going to rat me out one day and go, you weren't that fast. You know, I didn't know if I could really argue because it's like, well, yeah, I was kind of fast. I did something to get on the team. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, it's hey, yo, you were on a factory team. You were getting stuff for free. Say that's all I need to know, dude.
Jason,
I don't care.
I don't remember. Did you turn pro or were you just 17 over X?
In the heyday, just 17 over X. I only came back when they brought the first Vet Pro back again, and I did that. But that was just like a for fun. Like, hey, let's bring these old guys back in for a little bit.
Mhm.
But travel was too expensive to do something like that for fun a lot.
So when you were on Mongoose, you were 17 over X.
Yeah, and I was the long-term 17X because I literally started 17X against guys like Eddie King and Mike Polson and raced all the way up until I raced Eric Carter and Kenny Mayday May in 17.
Wow.
So I went through all these guys, and I'm kind of like the middle guy. I'm the guy who made the main, but nobody noticed because I was in 4th and 5th.
That's awesome, though, man. I mean, that's 2 generations of riders that you kind of rolled through because you were in there. Well, because the way it was designed is 17 and over X, and that's it. Now it just goes up, 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 all the way to 60s. You know. So yeah, that's probably why you got to see some of the best riders. You raced like 2 generations of terrible 10s.
Jeez. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, Danny and I were in the terrible 100. we're in the intermediate terrible 100.
Yeah, I was a fast ass paper boy. I could deliver papers pretty fast.
Which kind of brings me into the next topic, dude. Like, Danny and I have been talking about this for a while now about our nationals. Now, normally people talk about, they doubled out a national, they tripled out a national, or whatever like that. But I started thinking, like, what, I want to hear some stories about big disappointments, crashes, the negative side of it. And I thought that we can, I talked to Danny. Danny thought it would be a good idea to talk about that. And then we reached out to you for the random comparisons. I thought, well, shit, man, maybe Jason has some good stories. Do you have any good stories in that? I mean, I'm sure you were on the national circuit when you were on Mongoose, right?
Yeah. Well, when I started on Blue Max, my very first national that they flew me up for was a disappointment because I was just totally not prepared for that.
Right.
And the main reason I wasn't prepared is because Hawaii tracks being behind in design and everything. When I came up, I think it was a NorCal race. Had a bridge. I don't know what it was. Stockton, maybe? But
that's Stockton.
Yeah. But
yeah.
It sounds funny. I was not used to such a smooth track, hard packed with berms and stuff, nice berms, because the same guys that I easily beat at the Hawaii National, that in my mind was like, not even a question, like, yeah, I can beat that guy. They waxed me at it. They were NorCal guys. They waxed me bad at their home track. And it was because I couldn't ride that track. So that was an eye-opener that the same guy that I beat easily, he beat me easily when we went up here.
It's funny you mentioned that. I went to the Spring Nationals in 1987 in Stockton and crashed in every round. I crashed every round. First round crash, second round crash, third round crash. Kevin, I couldn't even get past the first turn. I crashed all 3 rounds.
That's not unlike my national experience.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm very similar. But so, Jason, did you make it out of your motos? Did you make it in the semis? What'd you do?
Well, I didn't even make it out of my moto. Well, it also didn't help that our PR guys had the bright idea that to make a story out of me being at that race, I took a bike out of the box and raced it exactly out of the box. So it wasn't even my bike. And so full stocker, no trick, cool stuff on that bike. And I raced that. So that didn't help either.
So it was a mongoose, like just straight out of the box, one-piece cranks, the whole 9 yards?
Yep. Because they thought, oh, if it does work, it would be a really cool story, right? This guy raced a bike right out of the box and then did okay. But unfortunately, I did not do okay. And I don't think that helped either to try and dial in a box stock bike and try
Jason, please tell me you at least took the reflectors off that thing.
Yeah, I did that, but
there you go.
We need to change the name to Chain Guard, not Chang Start.
I remember that one.
That's a good one, Kevin. That's a good one, man. Yeah,
so it was a super goose. You raced a super goose.
Yeah, that or maybe it might have been like a California Pro. I'm trying to remember what name was on their highest model.
So I would think, Jason, that bike out of the box was a decent bike, but
yeah,
it was probably just not set up for you correctly. I mean, the stem was probably short.
Yeah.
One-piece cranks were heavy. The whole setup was probably really goofy for you. So I kind of feel for you. I mean, I'm sure you can get on it and ride it, but to race at the level you were used to racing at was probably a no-go. At least I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't comfortable. I tried to just make it comfortable, thinking I could do it.
Yeah.
Never really got settled into that. I mean,
what did Mongoose say, dude?
Just as bad on my bike. Who knows? But
yeah, what did Mongoose say? Did you catch? Did they say we made a mistake, or did they give you a pass?
Oh, they gave me a pass, and then they just said, "Oh, well, we'll send that bike to you. Like that'll be a spare or whatever. You can take the parts, or so you can have that one after." Cool. But I was embarrassed though. I was like, because I also knew I wasn't up to 100%, like going down a straightaway. Like I just didn't feel strong and comfortable. And I think that's half the game anyways. Like if you can put out of yourself, like there's nothing else bothering you, you're going to do much better. And I never got comfortable. Like I always felt like I'm going 90% or, I can go faster, but I wasn't able to get the line I wanted to have a clear shot at pedaling. So you're kind of pedaling almost full strength kind of deal.
I hear you, man. I understand where you're coming from.
What he said is really key, Kevin, is like BMX is so mental. I mean, obviously it's very physical. You have to be in good shape to be a great racer, but man, if your mental game is off, your day is going to be off. I think I mentioned before, I've talked myself out of winning several times. Like I feel weak, I feel tired, I didn't ride enough this week. All these mental stuff, you just get it in your head, and sometimes it's hard to overcome it. You get all filled with doubt. I don't know, Kevin. Me and Kevin talked about it, but he's like, "Man, I thought I was going to win every time."
I never. Now, I'm gonna. When I say I never got nervous or I never got, I never thought about it too much. It's not because I thought I was that great. It's just that I didn't realize what I needed to do, right? And I didn't have a factory ride breathing down my neck that I had to win. I'm not saying that Mongoose did that with you, Jason, but I was always happy, smiling, no problem. But when it got to the track, dude, I was a dirty rider. I'll admit it now. But I never sat in the back of the starting hill and thought about, okay, I need to get out and then I'm gonna move over and then I'm gonna swoop this and do none of that.
Yeah, I think the mental game is big, but when you're on a roll, man, I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just thinking about let me get this snap and go. That's the feeling you want to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What about you? Did you psych yourself out at Stockton when you crashed 3 times?
No.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, that one. I was nervous because it was a national. We only went to about 2 or 3 nationals a year if we were lucky. And so I was nervous already, and I knew I was not racing very well. And Stockton is a fast track, man. And you're going and I was kind of like weirded out by that bridge, and then you go under a tunnel. That kind of freaked me out a little bit. It was very different. There was a big set of doubles towards I think it's probably the last straight, Jason. I don't remember now. And I was like, oh man, I got to hit those doubles. It was all, I was playing in my head way too much, man.
And you were a beginner, intermediate, or expert?
I was probably intermediate on that one. And the funny thing is, I raced the U.S. Nationals in Bakersfield like the month before and got 3rd, and I was fine. Like Jason said, the guys that beat me in Stockton, I was beating them in Bakersfield. So I'm like, I don't know, man. BMX is just like that. You just never know what's going to happen.
Dude, Jason, Danny made a couple mains, national mains as an intermediate, dude. He's my hero. I wish I could do that. Then he burst the bubble. He said, "Well, there's only 3 riders."
Yeah, I guarantee you, Kevin, you will make a main. Me and you will race novice together. We'll go dominate. We'll put on our BMXPERTS factory jerseys.
Oh, that'd be great, dude.
And smoke those dudes. What's that?
How old are you guys?
I'm 55.
Because I can tell you one thing that what a lot of older guys may not realize is that your brain doesn't know you're that age.
Not at all. No.
So I can take turns and make passes way better now than I could when I was younger, like under 20, because my brain is still going that speed, like 17, 18x. But
yeah,
actually aren't going that fast. So I actually see people moving and what's happening in slow motion, and I can pick it out. Like I already know that guy's going here, he's gonna drift, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna cut. I have more time to process the thought because now I'm going only 20 miles an hour instead of 25 miles an hour.
That is
That's
so awesome.
Having me a dirty fest, dude. I saw the dude move, go wide, and I'm all, you left the door open, man. I'm right there. So I totally agree.
Yeah.
So you guys got your spider sense, especially Jason, man. He goes, I might be 60, but I'm a 17 and over X in my mind.
Yeah, exactly. I have an expert pro level mind and a novice body.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Dude. But you raced more. Danny, you raced more than one national. You raced a bunch of nationals.
Yeah. My biggest disappointment for a national 1986 Silver Dollar Nationals, and it was in Reno, and it was a Reno outdoor race, which was awesome because it was a nice long track or nice easy track. It wasn't difficult technical wise, and I got out of my motos in the first round, finished in the top, finished second. I'm out. And after that, you don't race anymore. You wait till the main. So I was all pumped up. My cousin James his name's James Traylor. He's like my brother. He was with me. And I'm like, James, I already qualified. I'm in round 1. So I'm pumped up, right? And then my cousin James barely made it, man. He had to go, I think he qualified out in the 3rd round. And he's in, though. He's in the main. And so I'm 16. He's probably 10 or maybe 11. And I'm in staging, waiting to go, right? And I'm feeling confident. Kevin and Jason, I was like, I'm ready, dude. I got these guys. It was in my head, right? And here comes my cousin James, right? Big ass first place trophy. He's like, check it out, Danny. Check it out. And I was like, how did you do that? Because he barely qualified out, right? And he goes, I got it. I got first. And then he rode off. And that was in my head. So now I'm like, oh, man, this dude got first. I really have to do well now, right? So the gate drops. And I got a great snap, dude. I only see one guy on my outside. I could see his front wheel. So I'm at least sitting 2. Went in the first turn, slid out, and crashed. I was like, I can't believe that happened, dude. I was so frantic. I grabbed my bike and I started chasing the pack, and I actually caught up to the pack. But by the time I caught him, I had nothing left. I couldn't pass anybody. And I got a trophy this big. For me, it just says main event qualifier. That's all it says on it.
So your cousin doesn't get out of his motos until the third race, goes on to win the national. Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Now,
that's a good
it
story.
was no offense to my cousin James, but he was in the right place at the right time as a bunch of riders went down, and he went right past.
Right.
Yeah. So, but hey, a win's a win, dude. And he got in. Yeah, he got in the main. He got that first place. And here's the funny thing, guys. We had to ride all the way back from Reno in the back of my parents' camper, and that was like 3.5 hours home, maybe 4 hours. I had to look at that, my cousin's big ass trophy, all the way home, dude. I was like, I can't believe you got first, dude. And here's the kicker: my dad was laughing his ass off because my cousin's showing my parents, because it was just my parents and my cousin James. My cousin's showing my parents his trophy, and they're all like, "Oh yeah, that's great." And then I come riding up. My dad goes, "How did you do?" And I'm like, "Trophy's about as big as this highlighter." So yeah, that's one of my favorite race stories ever, dude. I love my cousin, man. That's just, I'll never ever forget that. I got a picture of us at that race, Kevin. I'll send it to you.
Oh,
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Just needed one extra lap of practice. So that third round was that extra lap, and now he had it. He got it down. He got the track down.
And there you go, dude. I wrote it. We got there really early in the morning. My dad got us there. We got there the night before and we camped. So we got up early in the morning and got plenty of time to ride on the track. And I felt really good that day, man. That's why that's my big disappointment story. There you go. You guys got it. Thanks, Kevin, for making me relive the whole thing.
It's okay. I'm going to make everybody feel better after I tell my story.
All right. Whose turn is it for that? Is it Jason's turn for that?
It's mine, I think.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, dude.
All right, now everybody relax. This may take a minute. Just decompress. We got to do our stretching. All right. So
now I hurt my shoulder.
I was a 16 beginner, and I've been racing probably 2 months, 3 months, something like that. I probably never even had a win in 16 beginner because I had to race 16 experts every week. So there was a local national in Burbank in late '83 called the Jag World Championships.
Yeah.
And my brother goes, dude, we gotta go. We're like, okay, dude, we're gonna go to this national. And I'd never won a race as a beginner. I may have gotten close as an expert or an intermediate, but as a beginner, I never won a race. And we didn't have any gear. We went to Main Bikes, and we bought white Main Bikes t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirts, because we couldn't get a jersey because they weren't on the team.
Okay.
So my brother goes. We only had like maybe 2 practice laps the whole day. The whole time I was there, 2 practice laps because it was so packed.
Okay.
My brother gets on the gate for his first race. He wins by like 20 bike lengths. He goes directly to the semi. Like, disgusting. He smoked everybody, dude. So I'm thinking, bitching, man, I got this, dude. I got this. I get on the gate. I'm ready to go. I'm on my reach. I'm ready to go. Snap! I get a second place.
Not bad.
So I'm like, okay, that's not too bad, man. All right. Second race is mine. Is mine. So we go back. We probably had to wait like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours for the second race. Race comes up. I get on the race. Snap! Another second. So I came out in first.
Great.
I came out in first. The guy in second passed me in like the first or second turn. And I got second place.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. So I figure, okay, the third race, I got it, man. And meanwhile, my brother's giving me a hard time, saying, "Dude, come on, man, dude, I'm already in the semi." So after the second race, I go, you know what, dude? Like, everybody was locking their bikes up at the national, and we weren't locking. We were like, we brought a lock, but we were like, who cares? But after my second race, I think, you know what? I better lock my bike up. So I took my bike over to a fence. And I put my bike against the fence and I locked it up through the wheel, through the frame. Back in the day, we put the cables to our wheels in case someone tried to steal your wheels.
Right.
So I go up today. We're sitting there, bullshit, waiting for my third race, and my brother goes, "Dude, look behind us, dude. Look who's behind us." And we turn around, and Stu was sitting like 2 rows back of us, and he looked pissed. And we're like, "Dude, go say hi to him." We go, "No, I'm not going to go talk to him. He looks mad." So I go down to get my bike for the third race, and I unlock it, and I pull it off the fence, and what the hell? It's not coming out the fence. And I look, and there was some guy that locked his bike to my bike, to the fence.
Oh.
But what I realized was that I had accidentally locked my bike to his bike to the fence at first.
Yeah.
So he comes down to get his bike for his race, realizes that I accidentally locked my bike to his bike, and locks his bike to my bike, so I can't get my bike now. Are you following me?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? So I don't have a bike for my third race now. So I raced my brother's bike, which is a little bit smaller than me, or smaller than mine. He was 14, I was 16. And I get on the gate. He had a PK Ripper, I believe, and I had my Reach. And I got on, and I came out in first place. I go over the first jump, the first step jump, and his seat was loose, and his seat turned on me when I was going over the first thing, and I got kind of squirrely, and the guy in second passed me. So now I'm in second place. I go, F this, man. I'm going for it. So on the next turn, I dived. There was a step jump, and I went on the inside. It was a step jump to a right-hand turn. I went on the inside of the right-hand side. I landed, and I hit rock bottom, and I face planted against the berm. And that was it for my national aspirations.
Oh.
And, they had to peel me off the track. The medics came out. They got me off the track. And so to add insult to injury, my bike is still locked up to this fence. So I go back up, and like we're thinking, well, what the hell are we going to do now? Right? Eventually my dad comes to pick us up. And, I'll tell what happened to my brother. My brother gets to a semi, and he's leading the semi by like another 15 bike lengths. He goes around the last turn, washes out. Everybody passes him. He's in third place. They're taking 4 of the main, I think.
Right.
He's in fourth place. No, he's in fourth place, and he's pushing his bike, and he's getting on the bike on the last straight, and the guy in fifth comes by and clips him. My brother gets fifth place, doesn't go anywhere. He's done for the day. So now we're waiting for my dad to come pick us up. My dad shows up, and my dad goes like, let's go. And I go, well, Dad, my bike's kind of locked to this fence over here. And he's like, what? So we go over, and we're trying to wait for this guy to come back. And I was like, man, I don't want to talk to this guy. This guy's going to be pissed off. And so we borrowed a pair of bolt cutters from the track operator. I think it was a track operator. A track official. Why they would let me cut this guy's bike off, I have no idea, because you would think they'd say, no way, man, if that's your bike, you should have a key for it.
Right.
I cut the guy's cable, the lock, and I got my bike off, and I wrapped the cable around, and I made it look like the lock was still locked, and I left.
Wow.
I put this guy's bike unlocked.
So I got a question. So you got a pair of seconds, and were they only taking one, or was it total points, or what was going on?
You got to win. You got to get it first to get out.
Yep.
Oh, they were only taking one. They were going 1-1-1.
Yep.
Oh, there must have been the rider count must have been huge.
Yeah.
Well, it is the Jag World Championships. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. So the rider count was huge.
Yeah, I had to get it first. So I go home. I forget about it. Right. A couple months later, I think I might have even been an expert by then, or at least an intermediate. And I'm sitting on the starting hill in Azusa, and this guy's looking at me, give me a dirty look, right? And I'm like, what the hell's your problem, dude?
Yeah.
And I'm still on my Reach, and there were not a lot of Reaches out there.
Aha.
And I'm still on my Reach, and he's looking at me, and he's giving me a dirty look, and he looks at my rear dropout and goes, "Hey, were you at the Equestrian Center National?" I go, "Yeah, how'd you know?" He goes, "Because that's my bike that you locked to the fence, dude." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" He goes, "Yeah, dude, you locked my bike, and then you left my bike unlocked." And I'm like, oh, wow, dude, I'm so sorry, dude. It was a mistake, whatever. We ended up making amends on the starting hill, and I never saw the guy again. And I felt bad about it for years. I still feel bad about it. I wish I could find the guy, and I'd love to have him on the podcast.
That would be cool. Hey, at least he was good. At least he was cool about it. You guys didn't have a shoving match or anything over the whole thing.
Yeah, I was bigger than he was, but he was well, he had a couple months to get over it, right? So
Yeah.
If that same day, he might not have been so happy.
Yeah, because he probably couldn't race the rest of the day.
He missed his third moto because of me, unless he borrowed another bike like I did.
Oh, wow.
And that's it. That's my only national.
Hey, that's a great story, man.
Okay. Let me tell one more. I'll make it fast.
Yeah.
All right.
Good story.
The summer I was 17. To this day, I can't remember if I was 17. I was 17X, and we go to visit my friend. My friend's dad lived in Mexico in Guadalajara, and we went down to Mexico for the summer. And we took our bikes. It's a whole long story. I made a whole video about it.
I saw that video. A great video.
Okay, you saw that. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, my bike gets seized by the federales. I don't have my bike, my JMC at Daryl Young. For those who are watching this, check out what my we try to smuggle our bikes across the border into Mexico, and we get caught by the federales, and they seize our bikes. So we get down to Mexico, and we want to go to this national, and I borrow this guy's PK Ripper, and we take a bus like 4 hours down into Mexico. We're like down by Mexico City. We don't speak any English. Oh, it was Spanish. Nobody speaks English. This far down, we got like $10 for the whole weekend by ourselves. No parental supervision, and we signed up for this BMX race, and I show up to race. And I'm signing up, and the guy goes, "What are you racing?" And I was 17, expert. And I go, "I'm racing 17X." And he goes, "No, we don't have. We're gonna put you in the pro class." And I'm all, "No, you don't understand. I'm 17X. I'm not pro. I'm 17X." And he's like, "No, you're gonna race pro." I'm all, "Okay, fine." So I raced pro. I raced pro in my open and pro in class, and I won my first race in class. So I went to the semi. I won my first race in open. I went to the open main, and we're sitting around all day long waiting. And I'm telling this really fast, but we're sitting around all day long, and my brother tells me, "Dude, I think you're gonna win the whole thing, man. You're looking fast." And a guy out of nowhere comes up to me and goes, "You ain't gonna get shit today." And I was like, "Whoa, dude, he speaks English." And we're down in Mexico. And to cut a long story short, they took me out both races. I got last. I got 8th place. Both races.
So this is an all Mexico race? Is that what I'm understanding?
There was no Americans. We were the only 4 Americans that were down there. It was all Mexican BMX factories. There was no Hutch, no Hmong, no American companies down there. Strictly Mexican.
How did you even find out about that race, man? That's a crazy story.
When we were down, we stayed there for like 4 months in Mexico, and while we were down there, there's a huge BMX. There was a huge BMX scene down there, and we were riding with the guy that won. I don't know if you guys remember. There was a Tijuana National in like '83. Wow. In Tijuana, Mexico, and this guy, I was riding with him down there, and he's the one that won the Tijuana National, and he told us about this race down in, I think it was Aguas Caliente down in Mexico, somewhere down deep down there. So that's how we found out about the race.
That's amazing, man. That is amazing.
I had to race pro, and I was on main bikes at the time. I was fast, but I wasn't at my fastest. But they took me. They were. I thought I was a dirty rider. They were dirty.
Well, they weren't gonna let some gringo win.
No.
I probably would have got a pass, dude, because I'm half Mexican. So. But the minute I start talking, it's a dead giveaway. You're not a real Mexican.
I spoke a little bit of Spanish at the time. I speak better Spanish now, but yeah. So every time I talk to someone, I'm like, "Hey, did you ever race in Mexico?" Or, no one ever. But then I saw the one with the last dirty knobs, and they're talking about racing in Tecate, I think.
Oh, that's a crazy story, man. I love that one.
Anyways, my 2 nationals, I didn't get nothing. That was my experience.
Oh.
All right, man. So are we ready to move on to the next phase of the night?
The new name of the new game. Danny, take charge.
We have a brand new game, guys.
Okay, riders, random start.
There we go. It's called Random Start. All right. So what we're going to do, me and Kevin play with this by ourselves when we don't have a guest because we don't have anybody to play with. So we do Random Start. So Random Start, all it is, Jason, is I'm going to give you two things to compare that are BMX related. And without putting a lot of thought into it, none of this, you got to tell me your gut and just answer me. Yeah, and then once you answer me, we'll talk about the answers when we're done.
The hard part is the easy part. Talking about it after, that's when it gets hard.
Yeah, because then you realize, you go, why did I pick that? All right, so I got 20 things to compare. I'm going to go, it goes fast, Jason, it goes fast. So it's not like playing trivia. Trivia takes us literally like 45 minutes. This is going to take us like maybe 10 minutes to go through the questions. All right. And then Kevin, you're going to answer after Jason?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Jason, I'm going to give you an example. If I go cold coffee or hot coffee?
Hot.
There you go. It's that easy. Okay. You ready? All right. Let's play.
Okay, riders, random start.
All right. Here we go. Jason, Haro or free agent?
Free agent.
Free agent.
Ooh, we got 2 for free agent. Comp 2s or comp 3s?
3.
3s.
Vans or airwalks?
Vans.
Vans.
Haro number plates versus 09 number plates?
09.
Haro.
Ooh. Crit plates versus dyno plates?
Crit.
Dyno.
Damn. Scooters versus skateboards?
Scooter.
Skateboard.
Dominguez versus Viola?
Dominguez.
Viola.
Eddie or Harry?
Eddie.
Eddie.
Okay. Tommy Bracken's first straight or passer?
First straight.
First straight.
GT Mach 1 versus the Diamondback Silver Streak?
GT.
GT Mach 1.
Best amateur, Mike Polson or Richie Anderson?
Ooh. I have to go Richie.
Gotta go Richie.
Redline or Mongoose?
Mongoose.
You know what? I'll go Mongoose.
Stu Thompson or Brent Patterson?
Ooh, another hard one. I like Brent.
Brent.
Curb endo versus bunny hop?
Bunny hop.
Bunny hop.
Echo helmets or bell helmets?
Oh, I didn't hear that one. One more time.
Echo helmet or bell helmet?
Echo.
Echo.
In terms of artists, Damien or Bob?
Bob.
Oh, sorry. Bob.
Both of you said Bob. Super BMX or BMX Plus?
Ooh. Plus.
Plus.
Speed jumping or air time?
Air.
Air.
Most likely to crash you, Chris Muller or Ronnie Anderson?
Chris.
Ronnie.
Powerlight or Robinson?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Power light.
Powerlight.
Man, you guys that's it. That was 20. That's how fast it goes. And so most of your answers were really, really, really similar, man. So, Jason, you're the guest, so we'll go through these, and I'll ask you first why you picked what you picked. And then, of course, Kevin, you give your piece on that. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so the first question, I said Haro bikes versus free agents. You picked free agent, Jason. Why do you think free agent?
Because when they came out, they kind of had a cool garage feel to them. Like, they didn't seem so corporate. I mean, not that they were garage and, like, not quality. It had that, like, homemade dragster kind of feel, like, and and they had some good riders too. And so
Yeah.
I kind of always felt like if I had to buy a bike at that time, I would have chosen to buy a free agent.
There you go. What do you think, Kev?
Yeah, I agree with them. It was definitely a cooler team or cooler looking bike. I thought, but free agent didn't age well though, dude.
Yeah.
I would say free agent, and I raced a Haro at least twice in my life. I've raced Haros, and I've never even raced a free agent. But the only reason I would kind of say free agent is because the free agent limo was used by almost all the pros. So that's kind of why I would have said free agent.
But free agent did not age well in the 90s, dude, in the early 2000s.
It kind of faded. Yeah. They existed, though. Free agent did exist because they went on. Yeah, because you had the gold medalist was factory free agent. Mayor Stromberg's was factory free agent. And so they had some, within the early 2000s, they definitely had a presence still.
But, I mean, one thing is they made tanks that were sold at like Target and Kmart and I think if my memory serves me, like they have some like World War II like fighter plane type of things that they try to copy Power Light kind of thing. Like, anyways, dude, I remember.
Go ahead, Jason. Jason was saying something. Go ahead, Jason.
Oh yeah, I was agreeing with him. Yeah, they went with a funny image, but of course, there's the corporate days free agent later versus the original. I'm more speaking from the original.
Yeah, me too.
We first started seeing them and going, oh, what's that? And hearing about Yvonne Shoup and Brent Shoup and seeing, and talking and seeing those guys. So that's the one I'm referring to, not the corporate one.
I tried to get that free agent co-factories package that they were selling in the early 80s. I remember going to my mom. I go, Mom, can I get this free agent package? And you would pay like a certain amount, and they'd send you like the uniform, frame and fork, and a jacket. Yep. I mean, but you paid for the whole thing. But for me, I didn't care. I just wanted all the gear. And my mom's like, you got enough stuff.
I always put free agent and elf in the same category.
Yes.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Me too.
That's a good comparison, yeah. Our second question was Comp 2s versus Comp 3s. Both of you picked Comp 3s. What do you think, Jason?
For me, it's just that just was the number one tire. And I honestly, after trying a lot of tires, I just settled into that one. And, once you're comfortable and you like it, you just kind of stick with it. And I don't remember anything really coming out after Comp 3 from a different brand to even look at, really.
Yeah, we had that conversation in length.
We went deep on this, man. Hold on.
Yeah. Kevin, your Comp 3s? You and I talked about it plenty of times, but Comp 3s versus Comp 2s, and you preferred the Comp 3s still, right?
I said Comp 3s only because you didn't say fake Comp 3s. I wrote fake Comp 3s.
I'm going to order some actual authentic Comp 3s and ship them to your house for your Power Light. There you go.
Right now? Or am I good?
You're good.
Okay.
All right. We went to the next question: Vans or Airwalks? And Jason, I think you went Vans. I think you both went Vans, right? I don't even think we need to talk about that, right?
Well, I mean, there were different eras, right? Airwalk didn't come out, I guess they did come out. Yeah.
Yeah, they were rocking in the mid to late 80s. Airwalks were definitely out there, and I don't see anything wrong with Airwalks, but I just think Vans was just I don't know, that was just my go-to.
What would have been a harder question is if you said Vans or Vision Streetwear.
Oh yeah, that would have been really good. I should have said that one. All right.
Vans.
Yeah, you still would have went Vans?
Yeah, 2 different color shoes though. Did you ever do that?
I did it on accident.
You ever do that, Jason?
No, but I used to like to have the Vans made in like, you could do the custom colors and try to have one that nobody else had.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
When my mom had money, we used to go to the Vans store, and we used to buy. Main bikes was red, white, and blue. So I would get one pair of blue, one pair of red, and then I would switch them. So when I went to school, I wore one red, one blue, and my brother would do one white, one red, or whatever. And we always wore 2 different color shoes.
Hey, the 80s was a different time, dude. I used to wear like 2 or 3 Swatch watches.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
We had Swatch watches on our bike because Mongoose hooked up with Swatch watch for a year.
No
really?
way.
Yeah.
That's right. That was a co-sponsor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Let's
Swatch
just
watches were the
say-
business, dude.
If some certain people happen to be at the Mongoose factory when this box came in, and it said Swatch watch on the corner, and we got first dibs. I mean, not we, somebody got first dibs. We may have had a few more extra than the other guys.
There you go. All right, we talked about number plates, Haro plates versus 09. Now you guys split on this one.
Yeah.
So I think, did you go 09 on that one, Jason?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Was 09 a co-sponsor to Mongoose?
No, plates were up for grabs, whatever we could.
Whatever you wanted. Okay.
Yeah.
But you preferred the 09 look?
I liked it. I mean, I liked them both. They were both awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I had one year that I did run Haro while I was with them, but then on all the other years I ran 09, and they were just really good about taking care and whatever. The gloves were awesome. They just send me gloves and send me so, just because of the support, and I did like how they looked anyway too. So it just worked out perfect.
What do you think, Kev?
Well, I didn't have factory support. I had to buy my own shit.
Me too.
I picked the control panel, right? Is it Haro?
Yeah. No, modal control is 09.
Wait. So what's the one where you put the pegs in the numbers?
Flow panel.
Flow panel. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Flow panel. Yeah, I like the flow panel. But I had a 09, the one when you wrapped it around and you put your moto number and all that stuff on there.
Yep,
Modal
yep.
control.
I
Yeah.
know those two, but yeah,
That's one of my favorite ones, man. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Dude,
Annette?
I still ride for 09.
Oh,
Nice. Man, you're my hero right now, Jason. I can't. When I grow up, I'm going to be Jason. All right.
Factory Mongoose Intermediate.
There you go, man. Crit plate or dyno plates? You guys split on that one. Jason likes the crit plate, and Kevin went with dyno. What's going on with that one, Jason?
I liked crit when they came out because I wanted something different and I wanted something nobody else had. And crit was kind of the new plate that came out, and they had a different style. And I happened to go to Ohio to race, and Mike, the owner of crit, was there, and he goes, "Here you go. I want you to run them." So
there you go.
Been really lucky, and it worked out again.
I think crit plates have their own look with the little tabs on the sides. I always thought that looked kind of trick, and they were reversible for both associations. So I think crit owned that, man. They had as far as the top plates, in my opinion, it's always going to be Haro 09 crit in that order for me. But they're all great. I really, like you were saying, Jason, you can ride what you want, whatever looks best on your bike, I guess, or whatever you felt like getting. Yeah. I always went back and forth with everything. I wasn't very loyal. All right. This was a really. Go ahead.
You didn't let me answer.
Yeah, the dyno plate.
Yeah, you said dyno plate. Yeah, why did you go with dyno on that one?
I never even heard of a crit plate until 5 years ago.
Oh.
Kevin! Okay, before you say anything, clear it with me first.
That's honest to God truth. What is a crit? To this day, I know they make number plates, but what is it? What were they? What they look like? I have no idea.
They're rectangular, and they have kind of these tabs on the side of them. It says crit plate on them. They're pretty trick.
Yeah, in the 80s?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. And he still makes them. Yeah. Remember Mike? Yeah, Mike Savage was out there representing crit at Dirty Fest. He looked super rad in all his crit gear. Yeah.
Okay, so what's a dyno plate? I don't even know what that is either.
The dyno plate looks kind of like a Haro. What is it, 1B or whatever it is? It's just it's got the same general shape that goes up the handlebars, and it's square. Well, most of the riders that were on the firm ran dyno plates. So GT, Robinson, dyno, you're going to see them with dyno plates in the 80s.
Okay. I'll stick with the dyno. I'll stick with the dyno.
Well, they didn't have a choice.
No. I came with the deal, right? You got to put that on there.
It was a
Okay, so this one was super random. If we're not on our bikes, I said, are scooters or skateboards? You guys split on that one. Honestly, I don't know who picked scooter. Was that you, Jason? Yeah, you like the scooter over the skateboard?
because it has handlebars. I can relate to it better.
That's a good answer, dude. I like his answer. Look at
Not the right answer. You may like it all you want, but
but you're more of a skateboard guy. If you had to, if your bike wasn't available, you're gonna
are you
grab.
referring to those effing mongoose scooters? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, you got mongoose scooters. Yeah, obviously that was in the '80s. Yeah, but now
thing ever made, dude. No way.
they were made out of the moose scoots. The moose scoots.
I think that's an urban legend, dude.
You didn't like them, huh?
That's an urban legend, dude. I think Jeff Cosmola dispelled that rumor when he was on Dirty Now. I think.
I don't know, dude. That's the second time that I've come across that story, and I think it's legit. I think they came from the moose goose head tubes, those scooters, man. And we'll find out. Let's ask Miranda. He'll know.
But no, dude, I'd much rather skate than do a scooter.
All right. I remember in the '70s they had something called a kick and go, which was like a scooter, and it had like a little leg on the back that was shaped like a T, and you step on it like this, and it would actually make it go. It had a chain on it. Yeah, it would actually propel it forward.
Yeah.
No, you know what I'm talking about. Those were actually kind of cool. I played around with one of those.
When you're 7, yeah.
Yeah, when you're a kid, yeah. Kevin's got some disgust in his face. And you sold scooters at your bike shop. You big sellout.
Not those scooters. Dude, hey, I'll give you props. You remembered that, dude. Good job.
All right, you got it, man. Okay, Dominguez or Fiola? You guys split on that one. Jason, which one was yours? Fiola?
No, Dominguez.
Dominguez. Okay, why did you favor Dominguez?
I always felt like he was the guy. He blasted higher and bigger, but Eddie was more technical.
Okay.
And back in the day, it was like who can jump the highest or jump the farthest. So I always felt like Dominguez was more going bigger, but maybe less technical with the air.
Good answer. I like that one. I agree with you. What do you think there, Mr. Kevin? Sticking with Fiola?
I think you're crazy, Jason. How could you go against Fiola, dude? When he asked that question, I'm all, there's no way he's saying Dominguez.
Dominguez was a badass, though, dude. I mean,
I'm not disputing anything that he did. I couldn't even get off the top. I couldn't even get air. So I respect him. But dude, the king of the skate parks, man. He invented he was part of the person. He was part of the team that invented the performer.
Right.
He had a 20-year career. I mean, that's why I chose Fiola.
It's a tough choice, man. It's like they're both great Hall of Famers. So yeah, definitely. Okay, this one was a little tricky. Eddie or Harry? Both of you said Eddie King.
Yeah.
Yeah, both. What do you think, Jason?
Well, I've been friends with Eddie for forever too. So I spent way more time with him. I mean, I would always stay in San Diego between races, and Eddie's down there too. So we'd meet at the local track all the time and hang out. And when we traveled, we'd go eat together and stuff. So Eddie's always been a close friend since way back.
What do you think here, Kev?
I wish I could say that I used to go to lunch with Eddie, but I can't.
I can tell you why I would pick Eddie King, because I remember the ESPN series that was happening in 1983. Yeah. 83, 84. Eddie was a rookie pro.
Yep.
And I was watching all those races on TV, and that dude was just so fast. And I was like, I love him, man. He's short like me. He's kicking ass. And that's why I loved Eddie for that reason, man. Yeah, that whole series made me like him.
Yeah.
All right, man. We went to the next question. We're about midway through it, guys. Tommy Brackens, I said, what do you think, first straight or passer? Both of you. First straight, right?
Yep, human
That's a
dragster.
no-brainer.
Human dragster, man. That goes without saying, but I still wanted to throw it in there. Let's see what you said. All right, let's see. GT Mach 1 versus the Diamondback Silver Streak. Both of you went GT Mach 1.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jason? Why would you go with the Mach 1?
Just as a bike to ride, I've just always liked GTs better than Diamondbacks. And I've ridden both, not as my own, but hey, let me try your bike.
Yeah.
And GTs always felt like, I could race this, with a few minor changes. And Diamondbacks always felt a little off I guess it could be just my riding style or whatever, but I just felt more comfortable. And plus GT had always, they both had good teams, but
Would you think that the Diamondback geometry in the early days would be comparable to an early Mongoose, or no? Because I'm way off. I don't know if I'm way off on this one. Look at Kevin.
I don't know because, well, by the time I was on a Mongoose ride, the bikes were similar in geometry. So if I compared that, then I could. But I was just kind of going with like a ballpark history of each group, and it's kind of like over the long haul, I would just favor a GT.
There you go.
What was Mongoose's frame in 82, 83? Was it Californian? What was it?
Super good.
That was right when the
81.
switch came from the original style Mongoose with the gusset to the pro class with no gusset and the black chrome.
Right.
And right around there, 82-ish.
Okay. All right. So you're saying that the geometry of a pro class versus the geometry of a Silver Streak is vastly different in my book.
Well, I was thinking more first gen, Kev. So if you take the first gen Mongoose and the first gen Diamondback, would you think so?
Even the first gen Mongoose was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
The seat tube angle on the Silver Streak was insane, dude.
Okay, man. Good answer.
My opinion.
Yeah, it was too laid back.
Laid back, dude.
There you go. All right, best amateur, probably the hardest question. Mike Polson or Richie Anderson? Both of you went Richie Anderson. What do you think, Jason?
Because Mike won a ton, but I feel like Richie had more of an unbeatable image. Like people beat Mike once in a while. Mike probably won way more than he didn't win.
Right.
Richie was like, I couldn't even think of many people that could touch Richie ever. At least for like a few years where he was just way superior.
What was it like if you went to a national and you see Richie Anderson walking around? He was probably superstar status, right?
Probably. I don't know. It's different because he's way younger too. So you kind of respect them, but you don't look at them the same if you're 17X and they're like 15X.
Well, it's different. For me and Kevin, we'd have been like, that's Richie Anderson.
It was on a factory team, man.
Yeah, there you go. It makes a difference. Yeah, definitely.
Factory intermediates.
There you go, dude. And Kevin, what do you think? What was your reason?
I think Richie. I think he was unbeatable, dude, and I think I think that his reputation preceded him. I think that he probably beat more people before the race started than when the race started.
Man, that's a good answer. I'm not even going to follow that, dude. That's a great answer, Kevin.
Yeah, I think it would. People just said, you know what? I'm racing for second.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment. That's perfect, dude. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Right on. All right, we went on to Redline versus Mongoose. Both of you. Well, Jason has no choice.
Yeah.
You got to pick your team. But what do you think, Kev?
I made no secret about my concern for the geometry on a pro line and for the MX2. Mongoose geometry would be much better.
Let me give you guys both a scenario. It's 1985. You're both on top of your game. You become pros. Would you rather be factory Redline or would you rather be factory Mongoose?
85 would have been a pro class, so I'd pick the Mongoose.
You would still go with factory Mongoose? What do you think, Jace?
Yeah, I think so. Plus, I think Mongoose was more. At that time, wasn't that red line was still just the pros, and maybe like John Anderson, and that's it.
Yeah, they didn't have a huge team roster, that's for sure.
So, I mean, if you could squeeze into that red line group, you'd be treated and taken care of really well. But it seemed more feasible. Like, Mongoose had some younger amateurs, experts, and pros, so kind of like a more normal team that I could see myself in.
Oh, that's a good answer. I'll take it.
You said John Anderson. I think he's the guy that beat me at the War of the Stars when I broke my cranks. I've done some research. I think it was John Anderson.
John Anderson was fast, dude. He was fast.
But I hole shotted him. I beat him out of the gate. 2 cranks.
Did you really, Kev? You beat John Anderson in the first turn?
No, out the gate.
Why out of the gate?
I got my cranks in half on the third turn. On the third rotation, I snapped my cranks. But if it's the same, okay, it's either 84 or 85, and Daryl Young won the race in one year, and John Anderson won the race the other year. And if I raced Daryl Young, I would have remembered it. So
yeah.
It must have been John Anderson.
Yeah, John Anderson was a badass, so that's pretty impressive that you got anything on him at all.
Yeah. I reached out to. There's a guy on Facebook called. His name's John Anderson. I reached out to him. He goes, "Dude, you got the wrong John Anderson."
Oh, damn. Yep, our track operator in Manteca, his name's John Anderson as well.
That's him. That's him.
Yeah.
That's who I reached out to.
Yeah, he's our track operator.
He's like, he was John Anderson, dude.
He's a good racer, though. John's a good racer. Yeah. Let's see. Stu Thompson or Brent Patterson? Both of you guys picked Brent. What do you think, Jason?
I picked him because he was kind of the underdog to Stu in a way, or at least prior to him getting the #1 plate. So I kind of like the underdog, and the magazine made it a thing, like how skillful and things he did that was different, like being able to bunny hop super high, like that picture.
Yeah.
Or taking turns at full speed, feet up when everybody had their feet down. So I kind of looked at that as like, oh, wow, this guy's like stepping it up and doing stuff the rest of us aren't. So it stood out to me a little bit more.
Nice. Good answer, man. What do you think, Kev?
I like his answer.
You're going to take it? I got to go Brent because I'm a NorCal guy and he's a NorCal guy. All right, man. Let's move on. I gave you guys kind of a trick tricks on this one. Curb endos or bunny hops, because it's all the stuff that we all did when we were kids. Both of you said I like doing bunny hops.
Bunny hops took way more skill than a curb endo.
Yeah, and I wasn't much of a bunny hopper. Were you a great bunny hopper, Jason?
Medium. I wouldn't say I was great, but I mean, it was more useful when you rode around town. A bunny hop will get you over and past and through stuff versus what is a curb endo going to do for you?
Yeah.
Just look cool.
Yeah. Or on the track, sometimes we'd try to bunny hop to the top of a jump and skip the lip. So nothing slowed you down. You just bunny hop, land on the top of like a tabletop. And that way nothing slowed you down.
Can you do that? Could you do that smoothly, or do you remember?
Back then. Now, no.
That's a lot of skill, dude. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Kev?
Yeah, that's good, dude. Ironically, I was talking to Rainer today, the interview that I had a little bit ago, and we were talking about bunny hopping, and he said he used to bunny hop his cruiser onto picnic tables, and I was like, wow, that's pretty damn good. Now, my biggest bunny hop was a tennis court net. We used to do tennis court nets.
That's high, dude.
That's high. That's high.
But,
That's high.
But okay, let me. The tennis court net is never perfectly flat, right? It always sags in the middle. It always sags in the middle. So I'd go over the middle, but I did do tennis court nets. Never straight across though.
I'll tell you a bunny hop story I got is I was hanging around some local neighborhood kids, and somebody pulled out a tricycle. A tricycle's not that tall, right? And I was the only one that raced. They go, Danny, can you bunny hop that tricycle? And I go, yeah, I could bunny hop that tricycle. Dude, my back wheel kept clipping the handlebars on that tricycle. I could not get over it. I kept going thunk, thunk, thunk. They're like, just get over it. I go, thunk, and then finally I remember there was this kid, I think his name was Carl, if I remember right. He came up to me, he goes, Danny, he goes, man, you need to stop before you hurt yourself. He was the only one that gave reason. God, I think he thought I was going to eventually crash. I couldn't even bunny hop it.
You know, I was talking to Rainer today, and
Yeah.
Rainer, he was talking about bunny hopping people, and I totally forgot about that, dude. Like, he's like, yeah, we used to, there was a little bit of a hill, and we used to come shoot down the hill, and he said that he saw, I think that he said he saw Ronnie Anderson bunny hop like 14 people or something like that, or 20. It was some number, and he had to beat Ronnie, so he had to go, and he had so many people in line that they ran out of people. He couldn't jump anymore. But I forgot about bunny hopping people, so I did that too, but not that far.
All right, let's go to the next topic: Echo versus Bell helmets. Both of you guys went Echo. Why? What do you think, Jace?
I'm sorry, you broke up. What was it?
I said the next question was Echo versus Bell helmets, and you both went Echo.
Yeah.
What's your why did you prefer Echo? Would you say?
I'm going old days, and except for the Moto 3, that's the only one that looked good. After that, I didn't really care for the look of the Bell, and Echo was lighter because it was made for bicycle, not motorcycle, so it was lighter.
Yeah.
You could breathe, didn't have this thing in your face, and stuff, and it was just kind of like the standard. Everybody just wore an Echo helmet,
There you go. I had a Bell open face for a long time, man. It said RT on the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a decent helmet. I liked it. It was not that bad. But remember, it's open face. I wasn't running a full face helmet on that one. What do you think? What was your reasoning, Kev?
That's a shit, man. Echo, nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's like Oakley grips. You got to have an Echo helmet, dude. The most important question is, what mouth guard did you use?
Oh, JT. I had a Jofa and then JT.
What about you,
I'm
Jason?
a face mask guy. I'm a face mask. So I was ran.
Haro. I had the Haro. Didn't Haro made a face mask, right?
Haro made it. I had the Haro face mask. It was badass. I had a blue goggles with the red face mask. That was awesome. I used to love putting that thing on because
Wait, did Haro make a chin thing, or was it just the thing that came from the?
Both. They made both.
Right. The Haro was kind of like, yeah. Yeah,
Haro was kind of triangular. Yeah, and I
wrong, Jason?
I don't remember the Haro face mask. I remember the Jofa thing with the straps.
Yeah, the Haro face mask. Eric Roop was big on the Haro face mask. Not the Haro, Oakley. I'm saying it wrong. Oakley face mask. Sorry, guys, I said it completely wrong. The Oakley face mask. Woo, that was the shit.
Maybe
that was my favorite.
Maybe it was Oakley. Who made the thing that came down under your goggles and it covered your nose? What was that? Oakley?
That was an Oakley product, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Oakley was my favorite. I had an Oakley face mask. I ran a Scott face mask for a while. I think those were the only two. So most of the time I didn't have anything, but I did use a.
Who made the full one that Clint Miller used to ride?
JT.
That's JT? Okay.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool, man. Now you got me thinking, dude. I used to love those. I wonder what happened to face masks, dude. Amy's were really clean. The Patterson brothers always wore the Amy ones. Those were clean.
Whatever that triangle one was, you said it was Oakley?
If you're talking about a one that just snaps over your mouth, the one that's got probably the tallest one was JT. Yeah. Haro made one that was kind of smaller. Then you got the Jofa that's kind of just round. Yeah. And those are the only ones I can think of off the top of my head right now.
Okay, I got to do some research, see what I have.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to go on to artists. I said this is a good one. Damien versus Bob Haro. And both of you guys picked Bob. What do you think, Jason?
I mean, because just from growing up, and every once in a while you'd see a Bob Haro drawing in the magazine, and it was like every one was good, every one was poster worthy.
I tend to agree, but they're both just a phenomenal artists, man. It's like, I mean, because I love Damien's use of color. and I love Damien's kind of comic book-ish kind of approach to the way he drew. But Bob's stuff is just, you got some right behind you there on Kevin's wall. His stuff was just awesome, man.
Yeah.
Definitely. I like them both.
I think I owe Bob money for pirating his print.
You got anything?
My favorite Bob Harrow drawing was when all the motocross bikes are on the starting gate and the guy's sitting there on his BMX bike going, "Oh, what's going on?"
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Me too.
All right, let's move on. I said Super BMX versus BMX Plus magazine. Both of you guys went BMX Plus. Go ahead, Jason.
BMX Plus was always number 2 to BMX Action, and for us, Super BMX was always third choice. That's the one you buy and read while you're waiting for the new BMX Action.
Man, I could not have said that any better than Jason just said it just now, man. That's exactly how I looked at it. Yeah.
That's a pretty good explanation.
You got more feedback on that one at all, Kev?
No, I almost said Super BMX just because for Ron House. But the truth
I do like the one thing about Super BMX is they would bring on actual Hollywood or TV celebrities in the centerfolds, which nobody else could do. So that's the one thing I liked about Super BMX. You could,
Tina Yothers, man, come on.
Yeah, man, they used to bring in they had that one gal that played Mallory on Back to Life. Yeah. All right. Okay, I said speed jumping versus air time. So go ahead, Jason. You both said air time.
I mean, other than winning a race, jumping was like the best thing, the most fun thing to do to me.
Yeah.
And nothing's better than winning a race and hitting the big doubles and trying to style it like I can jump, I can style, and I'm beating all of you.
Yep.
Good answer.
I never speed jumped in my whole time I ever raced. I was jumping everything. I never even thought.
Yeah, speed jumping for me is kind of what manualing is today. I mean, if you're a good speed jumper, that makes a big difference. But I was kind of short in stature, so hitting some of the peakier jumps and speed jumping I'm clean was a little bit hard for me. But smaller jumps, I definitely like to tuck it. And, I always thought that was really cool, All right, guys, we got 2 more questions, and it's a wrap. Most likely to crash you, Chris Muller or Ronnie Anderson. You guys split on that one. Go ahead, Jason.
Well, Chris likes to crash people for fun.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
So I know Chris very well. At least Ronnie's only going to crash you to win.
There you go.
If you're right, so I mean, at least with a real race, you know what's coming because you're trying to win the race. You could be sitting down and gave up the race already and be 7th. If Chris is 8th, he's going to crash you.
That's funny, man. I love it.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah.
So
I'll change my opinion.
You want to go with? You're going to stay with that one? Okay. All right, and then final question, gentlemen. Power Light versus Robinson. Both of you said Power Light.
Yeah. I talked about this with my previous guest today, and I always thought that Power Light never really got the respect that it deserved. I always thought that they were, don't get me wrong, quality company. They've always been known as a quality company, but I just think that they were a little bit. They never really got quite the respect that they deserved. Yeah, and that's why I went with Power Light.
What do you think, Jason? Same thing.
My first win ever was on a Power Light bike, so it's sentimental to me, and I just like the image. They were kind of, like I said, some of the smaller companies just seem like maybe they might be more trick or more, something just a little bit better than like the giant manufacturing guys. So
more detail,
more detailed image.
Yeah, I think I preferred Power Light prior to the firm, so prior to them becoming part of GT. Right. I like Power Light by itself with the red, white, and black uniforms and the checkers going down the chest of the jersey. I thought that was super trick. I like that. And the gentlemen, that's it. We did it.
Cool.
Good. And we did it in an hour and a half. We did it.
I'm so hungry. I'm about ready to eat my monitor, dude. Oh man, I'm hungry. So I think we talked about earlier, Jason. You're getting 10 points towards the trivia contest, right, Danny?
Yeah, 10 points because you were obviously we didn't want to cheat you, so you get 10.
Oh,
all right. So
okay.
now you're in the mix. All right.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. I'm done, bro. I'm done, guys. Thank you very much. Danny, sell your stuff, man. What do you got?
Danny Pena, BMX Racing on YouTube. Hold on. I identify as a
that trick shirt, Jason.
What's that?
How can somebody get that trick shirt from you?
Just find me on Facebook, Jason Chang on Facebook. Send me a message or comment on the picture post or something. Just something I started to help get my granddaughter to more races. And, a few beers in, I came up with that slogan. Everybody thought it was good. So I was like, let's try a shirt. Let's see if it goes over.
Do you have double extra large?
Not yet, but you're like the third person who asked me. So the next run, we're doing some double X's.
All right, you got a deal, man. Okay, here you go. If you want a bitchin' identify as factory shirt, reach out to Jason. I like it. I'm gonna get one when he gets the double extra large. And now, Danny, what do you do when you're not with me?
Oh yeah, Danny Pena, BMX Racing on YouTube, BMX Magazine reviews, race reviews, all BMX content. Please like and subscribe. Get me to 1,000, guys. What the heck,
1,000.
Let's get it. We're almost there. All right, that's it.
All right, guys. If anybody out there would like to support the BMX podcast, you can go to BMXPERTSPodcast.com, subscribe, grab a shirt. Not quite as bitchin' as Jason's shirt, but bitchin'. You get a shirt, you get subscribe to the channel, you can hit the subscribe button on the underneath. That's all I got. Track is closed. People are packing up. They're emptying the trash cans. Until next week, the track is closed. Thanks, everybody.